Well, I'm joined now by Ruth Hopkins from the Wits Justice Project, and my understanding is that you take a pretty big view of looking into how the justice system, how the prison system is working in this country. First, what have we learned from this trial?
Well, what I've noticed is that the trial has been conducted in a very speedy way, very efficient. A lot of experts have been called, forensic experts, ballistic experts. Every single aspect of this case has been dissected and analysed and weighed up, and I think Oscar Pistorius really got a fair trial. And I think if I compare that to the work I do every day, it's a big difference to ordinary, mainly indigent South Africans who definitely do not have access to such a fair trial.
So, in other words, you're saying he was treated differently?
Yeah, he was.
Like a VIP in a system that doesn't normally treat people well?
Yeah, you could say he got a VIP treatment. As I said, you know, the trial happened very speedily. If you look at awaiting trial detainees in South Africa, there are at least 2,000 who've been waiting for 2 years or more. I've written extensively about one man, Victor Nkomo, who was awaiting his trial for more than 8 years. So that goes to show that it's a different experience for ordinary South Africans. I should say poor South Africans.
Do you sense that anything's going to change as a result of this, that lessons may have been learned, or do you just think this is a one-off and we move on, it's back to normal?
Well, you know, what I also think is that the attention of the media, such as yourself, the international media, it makes people sit up. It makes the judge sit up. It makes the prosecutor do his best, you know, because the world's media spotlight is on them. So I'd hope that more journalists as well will be drawn to the justice system and will sit in courts and make the judges and the magistrates and the prosecutors and the lawyers do a good job.
It's just listening to, we sort of went out and got a few random views a little bit earlier of some of the people around the court here, and it is pretty, you know, it stands up the view that Ruth has taken there, that a lot of people feel that this is a one-off and doesn't really reflect on their lives at all. Let's listen in.
It is making a mockery, not only out of our newborn democracy, but a mockery of our criminal justice system that is in transition.
No, it's not enough. Like, you have killed someone, then killing someone cannot be sentenced like that.
I think it's very small. It's minimum. They should have charged him more years. Maximum, like 15 years in prison, because he took the soul of another human being. 5 years is not enough.
Well, Ruth Hopkins from the Wits Justice Project here. You also look at prisons. I think you've been into this prison where he's just been taken. What awaits him there? And if he was treated like a VIP in court, is he going to be treated like a VIP in prison, or is it going to be tough?
Well, I can't predict the future, but I think what I do know is that when people end up in prisons in South Africa, and they are not a pretty place, I mean, heavily overcrowded, lots of deadly diseases such as TB spreading, but people with money, people with money to spend and connections, they can buy their way, you know, they can buy medicine, for example, and they can set themselves up with mobile phones and God knows what. So I think also, again, because the world's media is watching, you know, I mean, the National Commission of Correctional Services testified at the trial. That doesn't happen in any other trial. They don't care about what the accused has to say about prison conditions. So I think the combination of these factors, I would say he probably is not going to have a very rough time in there.
It's still not going to be great, though, is it, I assume, from what you were saying?
No. From what I've seen from the Pretoria prison, I mean, it's an old building, it's run down, it's overcrowded, it's not very clean. I saw the hospital section, it's understaffed, and it's not up to date. But having said that, I really think that given his name, his wealth, his connections, his money, he doesn't have a lot to be afraid of.
Oh well, I'm sure there'll be a few more studies on this whole procedure that's unfolded before us over the last few months. Ruth Hopkins from the Wits Justice Project, thank you very much indeed. Don't forget